What, kitty? Do 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 do. Now it's too far. I love it. Yeah, I hear you. Oh, you're so cute. Let me open up Twitch. Skin slip. Alright, I gotta take a screen. I gotta take a photo. Horror. Ooh. Did I get message and then I not see it? No. Horror and Halloween chat. Clear that, thank you. Twitch.tv/skin slip. There we go. I need to put my phone on silent. Put my phone on silent. How's it going, everybody? Oh, let me go post this on. Yeah, nope. No responses. Delete. Halloween and horror hullabaloo. Twitch.tv/skinslip. I feel like I'm misplacing it somewhere. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Why would it matter? I don't know. I haven't prepared a thing for this. We're just kind of raw dogging. Just doing it. Beep boop. Doo-doo-doo-doo. How's it going, chat? Hope you're doing alright. I need to smoke a little bit. I need to have a little smoky poo. Do 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 do. I have Metallica's "Bleeding Me" stuck in my head. Stuck underground. Cancel. Cancel! Copy image. Stop giving me anything else but the copy image option. Delete. Spooky Halloween and horror chat. Pump. Now we go here. We go here. We go here. And oh my god, I'm gonna scream. There. There we go. Ooh. So I did pull up Letterboxd's top 250 horror films. I also picked up the horror films directed by women list, which is 800 movies long. And top Letterboxd's 1,000 highest rated films, horror films. So we got stuff to talk about here. Hold on, another quick. Stupid nose. Ah. 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 Do. X-Men music for some reason. Yeah. I wish I could play Halloween music, but I can't. Short tea isn't going to happen because my lovely sister's cat is sick and she stayed up all night taking care of it. And yeah, that's the way it goes. And I had no other artists to really call upon it on a pinch, so here we are. This is what we do. This is how we go. So we're at last minute damage control. What am I going to do? Streaming type situation. So here we are. Ooh, I want to stop coughing. Nobody responded to wanting to be. I asked, people ask me all the time, hey, can I be on the stream? And the minute I'm like, hey, everybody, want to come to the stream? No one responds. Why do I bother? I don't know. But, I do my thing, because you never know. The next time someone complains, I'm like, where were you when I invited everybody? Well, what were you doing? Why is that? Well, there you go. That's why you didn't come to the chat last time. Oh, that's right. I gotta turn me down. I'm a little high. La 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 la. Okay, I think I'm better now. I gotta stop coughing. That'd be great. Like, I've been watching almost nothing but spooky films since sometime September. Let's see here. Early September was a little mix of things. Started with horror film. First horror film watched in September was Witchcraft in 1964. And then I just kind of watched a bunch of random things and a couple of fucking Lord of the Rings and some Japanese films, and it was still not quite horror season, spooky season. So I was only watching some horror films. It's Woo! Other than Lord of the Rings, which I watched with my coven. Which, by the way, my coven formed because we all decided, hey, let's watch Lord of the Rings together. And then we just started watching movies together, and we finally watched Lord of the Rings, and we got Return of the King Part 2 finally in the can. Actually, we went Hobbit, the first Hobbit, all the way to the last, Return of the King. So that's the only real horror film, or non-horror film I watched in October. Was Return of the King Part 2. It wasn't even the whole movie. It was just the second half. So in September, I also watched this movie called Aramentari, This Blacksmith and the Devil, which is a Basque film, which I think is from Spain. And it's about this guy, and he like makes a deal with the devil, and like I don't want to spoil anything. It's weird. It's incredibly visually like entertaining, like interesting. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's a very visual heavy film. I count it a 7 out of 10, you know. And then I watched Hitchhike with my friend, who I haven't actually hung out with since, oddly enough. Taylor. Oh, I should check on with her. I should go bother her and be like, hey, we should watch a movie together. This is my pedantic voice. There's no one in particular. It's just me being pedantic. Hitchhike. It's a very sleazy, not quite a horror film, more of a suspense action film, I guess. It's about the guy who gets picked up at Hitchhiker. It's like The Hitcher, but like different. And I watched Zombie 3, which is like, I think that's the first time I saw Zombie 3 in probably 20 years. If I remember correctly, I rented it with my dad way back when. And we started watching it, and about 15 minutes into the movie, my dad tapped out and said it was the worst thing he'd ever seen. I ended up finishing the movie. I loved it. But I just didn't see it until this year again. Even though I bought the Blu-ray specifically to rewatch, so. Yeah, one of these days I gotta get me a regular co-host to come, like, do spooky movie chats or something. It was just like a last minute thing because my sister canceled, so it was like I just shouted out on Twitter and no one replied. And I went shouted out in like 5 different Discords and crickets. So here we are. You just get to hear me babble at you about horror movies instead. Instead of an interesting give and take conversation, which I'm very excellent with. Then I watched Fritz Lang's. Oh no, sorry, I think I watched De Palma's Sisters, which I think might be only like the second or third De Palma film I've ever seen. No, I think I've seen more than that. I've seen Scarface and Carrie, Mission Impossible, Untouchables, Phantom of the Paradise, Body Double. Loved Body Double. Sisters. Watched Sisters again last night with my friend Rhiannon. That was a lot of fun. All right, Mission to Mars. That was so. Think about Mission to Mars. Not a horror movie, but it is a movie that I saw with my my ex-wife. That was one of our first dates we ever went on, was Mission to Mars. So, kind of interesting. The movie has a weird place in my heart. Right, so then I watched Fritz Lang's M, which is not really a horror movie either. It's more of a noir. But, oh my goodness, what an incredible movie that was. I gave it a 10 out of 10, which is not a common rating for me. Peter Lorre plays this child murderer, and he's just so fucking sleazy. We have a bunch of non-horror films. Here we go. And now by about September 5th, I started getting into the spooky season swing. So I watched Charles Band's Parasite from 1982, which is the 3D film, which is like a weird mix of like sci-fi and post-apocalyptic. And then I watched Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday, which I maintain is a good movie. Not a Good Friday movie, a good movie. I feel like the Friday 13th elements were like attached on at the last minute. But the rest of the movie, which is a supernatural slasher, where the slasher is these little like weird parasite things that take over a host, and then that becomes a slasher. Like, that's a cool fucking concept. And I know it was done like Fallen with Denzel Washington, which I haven't seen, and you know, a few other things like that. A few other movies have done something similar, but like, man, Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday was just like, oh, I love that movie so much. If it just were divorced from the Friday 13th material and not named what it is, I think it would actually be a cult classic right now. The fact that it's laden down with a sprinkling of Jason folklore, Jason lore, and a title is like the thing that holds Jason Goes to Hell back. I mean, a cult classic, honestly. I watched 13 Women from 1932, which is a proto-slasher. Just by the numbers, murder mystery, someone gets murdered off one by one type, the old Dark House type deal. There really is nothing to write home about with this specific movie. It was good. I gave it 8 out of 10. Like, it was a really solid proto-slasher. It upheld a lot of the core tenets of slashers, like, but like was 40 years early, so that's just kind of cool. Next, I watched this movie called Wicked Stepmother from 1989, and that is a Larry Cohen film, and I like Larry Cohen films. I love Q. I love the stuff. I love the ambulance. I like Return to Salem's Lot better than Salem's Lot. I still have to see. I like original Gangsters though. It doesn't really hold up. I need to see the It's Alive trilogy, which I own, and I need to see Special Effects, which I own, and I need to get Black Caesar, and Help in Harlem, and God Told Me So, and Bone. Those are the ones I need to get. But the ones I have seen, I've really liked, which is why I was incredibly bummed at the groan-worthy comedy contained within Wicked Stepmother. It was... I didn't expect such a low-quality film from such a high-quality filmmaker as far as low-budget films go. I mean, I love the stuff. Like, I joked with a friend that I was deeply wounded when she didn't, when she said that she thought the stuff was crap, and I was just like, wounded. It's like one of my favorite movies. I mean, she's allowed to have her own opinion. It's just like, fuck. I was like, why do you hate my favorite movie? It's not really a favorite, but it is I mean, it's not my favorite. It's a favorite. See, when someone asks what your favorite movie is, I can't give you a straight answer. At any given moment, there are about 200 answers to that question. And in the next moment, there'll be 200 different questions, potentially. Because I love movies. I even have a clip. I made a clip of Thursday's stream. Me and Jocelyn were talking about movies, as we do, because she has really basic film opinions and can be really interesting to talk to her about some movies. Because she sees things differently. And so the difference in perspective I greatly appreciate. Even if I greatly disapprove of some of her ratings of films. Oh fuck! I lost my train of thought. But like, what was I saying? Shit! Stupid ADHD. I got distracted. Anyway, I love movies. Oh right, I went on a rant. That's what I was going. I went on a rant, about 3-minute rant about how much I love movies and how movie is like a magic and like it's like a magic trick, and the reason why an effect is so good, makes you go wow, is because it tricks your brain for the split second. The same way a very good stage magician will make you go, fuck, I know that was a trick. I know that was some sleight of hand, some illusion, some gimmick, but I can't figure it out. That's where the magic lies right there. It's not that it's completely believable. It's that for a split second, your brain believed in the fantasy of the film, right? Maybe I might just be weird and idiosyncratic though. I'm not entirely sure. I honestly don't know anybody who has similar opinions on my films, and if I did, I'd probably fall in love with that person. I'm a cinesexual, so I'm like very attracted to I'm very attracted to like someone's watch patterns. It's hard to explain. But yeah. I love movies. I love movies so much. That's how I explain to every person I've ever met. I love you, but I love movies more. I always will, because movies. Movies. See, I was a neglected child. It was always go to your room, play with your toys. You're bothering us. Yada 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 yada. Right. And so movies. That's where the love for movies came in. I think they were my only escape for a long time. And I'd watch them all the time on Turner Classic Movies, on fucking on TNT, TBS, USA, fucking Sci-Fi Channel before it was with Wise, back when it's still the actual name Sci-Fi. There was a couple of, and I had bootleg box growing up, so I had like HBO and Showtime and Cinemax and yada yada, all that stuff. So I had a lot of experience with some weird outsider film that just kind of pops up every now and then. Because I've always had problems sleeping, so I've always been kind of like a night owl. I've always had some bouts of insomnia. I'm being messaged. No, you cannot. Absolutely, positively not. Alright, sorry. Someone yeah. Don't want to talk to that person at all. You ever just like, it's like, I don't want to shit on this person. I'm just like, no, I'm good. I'm just going to let that message sit. Like, no, I'm good. I need spoons to talk to that person. Some people I just need spoons to talk to. So yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, we were talking about like my spooky season watches here. So we get Wicked Stepmother was a huge disappointment. I then watched the documentary In Search of Dracula, which is notable because it was based on a book that was the first time Vlad Dracul was tied as the inspiration for Dracula, the literary character, to some degree. And this movie has fucking Christopher Lee wandering around in a big bushy mustache, being Dracula. So he's in Dracula garb, but he's got this big bushy mustache because he's Vlad Dracula, and so it's interesting. I don't know. I don't know. It was cool. Then I watched The Crawlers, also known as Contamination Point 7, also known as Troll 3. Yes, it was one of the other movies named Troll 3, not Ator 4, the Fighting Eagle. Or what was there? There's another one. There's another film I'm blanking on. Also, it's also a Troll 3. There are 3 different movies called Troll 3. I can't remember the other one, but like, I think it was Ator 4. Ator 4 uses the same goblin makeup for some creatures in it, and so it jokingly gets referred to, or maybe it was marketed at some point as Troll 3. I think it's an alternate title for it. No idea if that's actually official. Now I think about it, but I do know Crawlers, aka Contamination Point 7, was marketed as Troll 3. There are no trolls, but there are killer vines. It's as if someone saw that one scene from Evil Dead and said, I want to make a whole movie about that. So toxic waste gets spilled, and these vines grow sentient and evil and big and like tentacles, and then they go kill people and they drink their blood and shit. It's kind of cool. Very fun. Actually, rather enjoyed that considering it's very low quality. And I mean like low quality as in like, it just wasn't put together well. Like, it had some good elements, but like, it just misses something. It's one of them movies. Oh my goodness, that's a wedgie. Next, I watched Sam Raimi's Crime Wave from 1985. This is the film he did between Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. I think there's another movie actually between those two. 1 second. Sort by earliest first. Yeah, so he did Evil Dead, Crime Wave, and then Evil Dead 2. And now here's the thing. You can see in Crime Wave, there's a clear evolution of style here. Evil Dead had some weird idiosyncratic humor. Crime Wave is entirely made of idiosyncratic humor. But you can see the embryo of Evil Dead 2 here. There's a moment in Crime Wave where these two murderers are killing this lady because she witnessed like them killing someone, and she's being strangled outside of her window, like with her head hanging out of her window, and the guy below doesn't look up to see her. And it's supposed to be comedic. You can tell by the way it's timed, by the way the beats are. I'm supposed to be laughing at this, but really it's just really dark and uncomfortable to watch as the woman slowly gets strangled to death. Like, literally, you just sit there and watch a lady get strangled to death, and it's supposed to be funny. And I'm like, what? it just like a lot of humor is like that, where it's clearly intended to be funny, but it just I'm not in the wavelength of the humor. Evil Dead 2 is like perfect. I feel like Evil Dead 2 is a true evolution from Crime Wave, where he finally understands better what does and does not work as comedy. You know. Anyway, Crime Wave is, I think, worth watching for hardcore Raimi fans. Maybe fans of like slapstick, because there's a lot of slapstick in it. But I would not say it's going to be a crowd pleaser. There's a lot of people who will not like the movie, much less the ending. Wow, so I think the only movie of Sam Raimi's... There's only 2 movies I haven't seen of Sam Raimi's. The Gift, which I didn't know he directed, and The Great and Powerful Oz. Oz the Great and Powerful, excuse me. And of course, Multiverse of Madness, which is not out yet, so it doesn't count. Anyway, got distracted. That's what we do here. Very good at being distracted. I need some drink, some waters. Agua. Beer. Pew, 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 pew. Why? So, I want to know why the Galaga noises are stuck in my head forever. Like, why at random will I just go pew, 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 pew? I did not play that much Galaga as a kid. Bwamp, 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 bwamp. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew. Anyway, sorry. Next, I watched Nightmare Beach, which was partially shot by Umberto Lenzi. It's a slasher film. It's a by-the-numbers slasher film. It's very good, though. It's got high-quality kills, though there's a bit of, I would say, they reuse, to some extent, partially, some of the other kills. But, like, it's like a slasher film, but what if a slasher film happened at the Jaws beach? Because, like, of course, nobody believes there's a killer happening, or they're trying to cover it up because, you know, spring break. Anyway, Nightmare Beach, also known as Welcome to Nightmare Beach, also known as Welcome to Spring Break. 7 out of 10, 1999. It's a 1999 slasher film from Italy. Next, I watched John Carpenter's Vampires, and that was with the good old Stepmother. This was one of my favorite John Carpenter films. It's like in my top 10. He's in 18 movies, so, you know, there's 8 movies you just gotta throw out in the cold, but Vampires is probably like 9 or 10 on that list. Easily. Oh, you know what I missed? I forgot. Bloodhook from 1986, a rather bland horror comedy slasher film that I just... It's by, what's his face from Mystery Science Theater? Mallon. That guy. Jim Mallon. It also stars, if I remember correctly... Oh, no, some people from behind the scenes from, are on here from MST3K. But, like, honestly... For me, this fell flat. A lot of my friends rated it 4 out of 5 stars. I rated it 3 out of 5 stars. I just did not. It did not hook me. Bloodhook didn't catch me. But I don't know. Maybe it plays different with an audience. I'm always willing to try. Anyway, Vampires also very good. I give that 7 out of 10. Next, me and Justin did a non-Halloween movie, and after that we did, which was an Elvis starring film. I was trying to watch the rest of these Elvis films, but I kind of gave up on the Elvis films as time's gone on here. We watched Phantom of the Opera from Hammer Films. What a visually beautiful film this was. I have seen most of the Phantom of the Operas and most of the movies adapted from Phantom of the Opera. I still need to see Phantom of the Mall. That's finally getting a Blu-ray, so that's good. I still need to see Dario Gento's Phantom of the Opera. And I still need to see the Universal one, but I have that one. That one's gonna get watched. Yeah, so I think every other one I've seen now, though. All of the major ones. I'm sure there's an obscure one I missed. I mean, there always is, right? Or an obvious one I missed. Either way. I need to hit this bong. 1 second, chat. So, next I watched The Initiation from 1984, another slasher film. This is pretty good. It takes place at college campus, and it deals with female sorority house. I would say I'd watch this one again. This one's gonna high on my list to be rewatched, maybe even this year. I don't know if it's streaming this problem. If it's not streaming, it's hard to watch with other people. No, of course it's not. It's on Arrow and Hoopla and Tubi. Well, I don't have any of those. Next, watched In the Earth, which was a... This is only September 12th is what we're at in this list, so... I watched 4 movies on the 12th. Technically 5 movies. In the Earth was this trippy movie about these people going to the scientific research place, and like everyone's tripping balls and fucking hallucinating, and it's really strange, and there's a lot of flashing imagery. Like there should seriously be a warning before the movie. But I gave it a 7 out of 10 because I really liked a lot of the not flashing imagery that I saw. Then I watched Hydra in the House, which was the last Gary Busey film before he had his severe head injury and a motorcycle accident, literally after wrapping this film. And this is a really fucking fun movie, though. Like, Gary Busey's hiding in these people's attic and shit. They have, like, a little side room. And then, like, he comes out and, like, fucks with people and saves people. And then, like, yeah. I mean, it's got the quality of, like, a direct-to-video or a shot or a made-for-TV video movie. But it was actually shot, intended to be released theatrically. It just happened to only be released straight to video because of financial troubles, I believe, from the original production place. Hey, kitty. Man, your eyes are all boogery. You doing okay? You feeling okay, baby? What's up? Catch is looking at me. But yeah, I give that 6 out of 10. Hydra in the House, worth watching. Probably end up watching that again in a few years. Then we watched the Apostle from 2018, which is by the guy who did Morantau and the Raid and the Raid 2 Redemption. It stars what's his face from The Guest. Oh, I'm blanking on his name. Stan Stevens, Mr. Handsome himself. And you know, it just for the guy who's done a bunch of martial arts movies, I feel like Dan Stevens definitely could have pulled off some martial arts in this. Otherwise, it's an otherwise interesting movie. The movies are interesting, but like I gave it a 7 out of 10. I feel like it could have been 8 out of 10 if some things were different about the film. Some of the choices I didn't agree with, which is just the way it goes. I'd say it's a really it's got a heavy influence from Wicker Man, but there's no big giant thing to get burnt in. It's just the guys visiting a community. The only similarity I would say is plot, is loosely the plot, which is a guy shows up to a community that's like ran or completely lived in by a cult, and you know he's looking for a missing person. Like that's literally the plot of Wicker Man, but the Apostle's different in like every other aspect. And I really wanted Dan Stevens to like kung fu some motherfuckers. Did not happen. Woo! Goddamn. Next, I watched the 1983 The Hunger, which is which was amazing and so much more gay than I expected it to be in the best fucking ways. Like I knew there was like David Bowie was in it, and so there was gonna be a bit of flamboyantness to the movie, to the characters. But good God, it's beautiful lesbian love story that I loved it. I loved every fucking minute of it. I gave it a heart. I gave it 8 stars out of 10. The only reason I gave it 10 out of 10 is because I think I need to rewatch it a few more times before I gotta make sure it's not just a first time excitement thing, right? I gotta see it a few more times, and then like an 8 out of 10 movie from like the last few years could go higher very shortly just by rewatching it and having a different experience with it that's more enjoyable. Or more deep and meaningful, or whatever applies. Or more fun, or whatever it is. Ah, Jesus Christ. Funny, I can probably bust out the book. Oh, wait. It's not this one. This one's a new one. I can bust out the book. Whoosh. Where were we? We're on the 15th of September. Which is here. Yeah. So, I've got everything listed. It's filled from one page to the other. With 8 years of movie logs, I think. Everything from 2014. There's a few things logged from 2013 and one from 2008 because I had a ticket stub. And I was like, fuck it, I'll log it. But, like, this is volume 1 because for some reason, some reason I didn't value my previous movie logs from, like, when I was a youth. And they got, like, forgotten, I guess. Maybe I left them on purpose. It's hard to tell when I was in the moment of trying to just pick whatever I felt was important to put in the truck because I had one truck full of stuff I could load up. So I was like cherry picking things. And I think I just missed my movie logs. But I had 3 composition books like this full of movie logs and every movie I've seen since I was 16. And all of those are gone. So I started again last year during the pandemic. So in November, my computer died. So I started writing out all my films by hand, via my phone, by pulling out my letterbox list. Anyway, then I watched Peeping Tom with my friend Madeline, which was a 1960 film. It's also a proto-slasher. It is like a real early cash-in on Psycho almost. But oh my goodness. How does this not have a Criterion? How does this not have a Criterion? This needs a Criterion. Like, Peeping Tom was so good. I gotta say, like, in all honesty, I mean, no insult to anybody, but I think Peeping Tom is actually a better film than Psycho. Well, I like that Psycho bucks a lot of the trends and conventions of, say, like conventional plots because of the way it has a mid-act twist. But I feel like Peeping Tom was a better, like, not a better construct film, a more affecting, like, portrayal of basically the same kind of person. I know. I just watched Psycho again. Recently with my friend, so like, and so I've seen both Psycho and Peeping Tom within a month of each other. I love you, yeah. I know, but if I let you out, you don't come back. Yes, I know. I almost burnt the house down. Hi, I love Kitty. I love Kitty. Yes, it's true. I love Kitty because that kitty is you. trying to figure out what the cat wanted. Sorry, chat. I'm lucky I caught that message, actually. I would have hated missing that message, because then I wouldn't have gotten vital groceries that I needed. So my mom was asking if I needed anything from the store. It's like, oh, I need these things. All right. So Peeping Tom, I thought was better than Psycho in many ways. I recently saw Psycho. That's in this other book down here. The new book. Then I watched Genocyber, OVAs 1 and 2 with my friend Taylor. I gotta get back, hook up, talk with her again, because we have to watch the third OVA, which is like an hour and a half. Some shit like that. Then I watched Murder Mountain, episodes 1 and 2 with Justin. And then we watched a horror movie, and then 3 through 6. So we watched the complete miniseries of Murder Mountain, which is a true crime documentary about the whole weed industry in Northern California, around like Prohibition and all that stuff. Hey, that's pretty cool, Funk Monk. Where did you hear? Did they announce that somewhere? Did the AEW put that up on their Twitter? Then me and Justin, so between the two halves of Murder Mountain, me and Justin watched, Stoutman watched, the Beast of the Bray Road Beast. I spelled that wrong. 1 second. I gotta put an R in here somewhere. Bray Road Beast. Which was a documentary from Small Town Monsters, which is this crew that does like Indiegogos and stuff. I gotta let the cat out 1 second. She's really antsy. I got you, baby. The kitty. All that, and she tried to trip me. Can you believe that shit? Can you believe the audacity of that child? All that. She wanted me to let her out, and she tried to trip me on the way back. Bitch. Then me and Stout watched I Married a Witch from 1942, which actually was gifted to me by my friend Imagination on Twitter. She sent that to me for my birthday, and that was a really nice thing, and I watched it, and it's fucking good. It's really great. Funny because I just recorded off Turner Classic Movies, so I had to delete it. I deleted it off my cloud storage. And then me and Justin watched *Malignant*. Holy fucking shit! Holy shit! There was such divisive chatter on my timeline that when Justin said, "Have you seen *Malignant*?" I was like, "No, I haven't. I would love to," because everyone's talking shit about that movie. I'm gonna go on record and say *Malignant* could have been a 7 out of 10 easily, but it had a few missteps. Me and Salman actually covered it on Couch Tomatoes movie chat, which is on our YouTube, my YouTube, which is streamed live every other Wednesday at 5 p.m. 8 p.m. Pacific. 8 p.m. Pacific. Anyway, So Malignant, yeah, that was really fucking good. I can't wait to show Justin both Basket Case, and I need to show him Brain Damage. Both those films, I feel like both those films were definitely influential to Malignant. I feel like Malignant had a very different, I would say, challenging for some, wildly inventive and or imaginative like villain. That was what I knew. I kind of knew it was going to happen, but not in the way it happened, right? And that's why it's so good. It's not that it's like, oh, it telegraphs what's going to happen, but it doesn't happen in a way you think it's going to happen, which is why you're like, what? Yeah, it's it was really fucking good, but it missteps, which is why it's only 6 out of 10, not 7 out of 10. Let's see here. Then I watched Shadow in the Cloud with my friend Megan, which is really good. We had what's her face in it? Who's her name? Chloe Grace Moretz. It's a World War II film about this lady who encounters it, but essentially it's a gremlin on the plane or something on the wing. That plane crashing? No. I heard the sound like something crashing. Next. My friend Chloe, I watched the Bottle Snowman from 1957. I did not do a closed bracket on that date. That was a really fucking solid Hammer film. 7 out of 10. The casting, Peter Cushing, and he was like a doctor, and there was like a Bottle Snowman, and like it was, yeah, I don't know. I'm bad at describing the plots of the movies without giving huge spoilers, so I tried just talking vagaries. Next I watched Dolls, Stuart Gordon's Dolls. This was a rewatch for me. I gave this a 5 out of 10 prior, but upon rewatching, I reassessed the film. It's actually a 6 out of 10. It's better. There's a lot of really good things here. I love the dream sequence with the giant teddy bear, and there's like all the just like a lot of things going on here. It could have been like a better, if it was more focused. There would be, I think it'd be a 7 out of 10, but like, yeah, it's kind of all over the place, but it's all fun. Really enjoyed Dolls. Then I watched Dolly Dearest from 1991, which is a cash-in on Chucky, but like a possessed doll. A doll possessed by an Aztec or an Incan spirit. I cannot remember which. I am super sorry. Because it's a Mexican film. It's a Mexico film. Film from Mexico. Blah. The Visionaries did a great job with this release, by the way. So yeah, it was 6 out of 10 just because that was like not a great movie. There's like a lot of bumps in the acting and the writing, and the directing was just all over the place. But I enjoyed it. So then I watched Lucio Fulci's Demonia from 1990. I would say this is not my favorite Fulci film. I did not hate it. 6 out of 10 also. There's some pretty wild ass imagery here, but Demonia just didn't hook me like a lot of other Fulci films have. Next, I watched Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, part of Elvira's 40th anniversary thing. I didn't watch the rest of the stream because I had to go do other things, but so I watched Mistress of the Dark, which is a rewatch for me for the millionth time. Mistress of the Dark, Elvira, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, is a comfort food film for me. Like I can watch it 1,000 times. And I'm feeling down, I'll watch it sometimes. It's just a good movie, you know. It's pretty solid stuff. I've been hailed. 1 second. Next, I watched Lisa and the Devil from Mario Bava. That's who directed that. Also known as The House of Exorcism, I think, which is a reshot version with like additional priest scenes. This was fucking great. This is an 8 out of 10. Jesus, I don't know if like did Bava make a bad movie? Is Rabid Dogs bad? Maybe, I don't know. Rabid Dogs seems like the one I'm not interested in, but I don't know. I'm gonna see them all eventually. I hope, knock on wood. But like, man, Lisa and the Devil was nothing like I expected. I did expect an Exorcist ripoff. It was not that. Not really. It's something completely different. The poster, of course, is completely wrong. It's my favorite part of a lot of movies. It's like, here's your poster. I'm like, nothing on this poster happens in this movie. Not a single fucking thing. It's my favorite posters. Next, the Crud Buddies, which is the Discord server I'm on, they had a screen of Equinox. I just happened to be up and nauseous, so it's up early enough. They usually are doing streaming early enough that I can't watch them because it's like 5 in the morning my time. I'm usually asleep right around then. So, but I happened to be up because I wasn't feeling well. I had the pinched nerve thing going on. So I watched Equinox with the Crud Buddies. I watched which version? I wrote it down, didn't I? The 71-minute cut. There's 2 cuts. There's a longer cut, 85 minutes, 89 minutes, I think. And this is a shorter cut. The shorter cut's the original cut, and the longer cut's the theatrical cut that was added by the producer. Told to be added by the producer, which they went and shot some additional footage for. Then I watched Midnight Mass with Justin. And holy fuck. That was fucking great. I mean, not gonna be everyone's cup of tea, because there's these long monologues. Everybody's got a rubber ducky scene. It's not, like I said, I think the people complain about that stuff, like, that's all valid. Totally valid. But if you're into the stuff, it was incredible. I loved every moment of it. My question is, how do you live in that town and have a night of cats where they're all dead on the beach? How do you sleep another night in that town? How do you not immediately leave the fuck right out? I mean, like, that's the only part I didn't believe in the entire thing. In the movie about vampires and fucking and fucking angels and shit, like, I just could not believe that a single person would live there after every cat in town washed up dead on the beach. I'm like, bro, I'm gone. I'm out. You have fun here. Let's see here. But I really enjoy Mike Flanagan's work, so. Once again, I totally understand why people didn't I understand why a lot of people don't like Midnight Mass. It's totally, and their complaints and their grievances with it are valid. I am fascinated by Mike Flanagan's fascination with grief and addiction and faith. I'm not a person of faith myself, but like, I find it interesting how people can have faith in, like, the invisible guy in the sky. I don't know how to say it. I'm trying to be insulting. I don't understand it. Like, it doesn't work for my brain. My brain just goes, but why? That doesn't make any sense. You're just gonna believe that? And, you know, that's fine. That's just the way my brain works. But I'm fascinated by people who have, like, faith like that. Who just, like, believe so strongly that there is an afterlife and a judge and, like, angels and stuff. Like, how can you be so firm that those things exist? I can't be firm that like, there's anything after. I don't know. Maybe there's a God. Maybe there's not. Maybe there's many gods. Maybe there's just a life force. I don't fucking know. You know, like, it's like, I don't feel like I should pretend like I do know, and I don't find comfort in knowing one way or the other, because there's downsides to any of it, right? Upsides to each one, downsides, all that stuff. So it's just like, I don't find comfort in an afterlife, because then, like, that presumes that there's this man in the sky who just lets children get victimized. He sits there and watches it. This is gonna be good character development for you, Jimmy. Like, that's, to me, like, I don't know. Like, he sees all when he sees that. And I just don't, like, I can't wrap my head around it. It just doesn't work for me. Anyway, more power to you. I'm fascinated by people's faith in that regard. Because I wish to understand it. Not necessarily for my own faith, but just so I can understand it, because it's something I don't understand. And that's simply wanting to understand something you don't understand is all that's required. Then I watched another Mike Flanagan film, Ouija, Origin of Evil. That's a pretty 7 out of 10. Damn, I really like that, considering I gave the first movie a 4 out of 10, because the first movie, fucking, wow, what a mess of a film, what a debacle. Like, it's so, I can't remember too much now, but I remember I wrote notes of it basically saying, like, my notes said something about it being, like, insufferable, and I don't know what I meant by that now, because I just said, this is insufferable. Like, why is this insufferable past me? Can you please elaborate? Something, you know? And then, anyway, 7 out of 10. I'd say about Ouija, Origin of Evil. If you like the Witchboard films, Witchboard 2, Witch Trap, and Night of the Demons, where they all deal with this Ouija board mythology from, like, Kevin Tenney, Ouija pays some homage and some tribute and understanding to those films. This could easily be set in that same universes. Next I watched Enigma. Who the fuck directed Enigma? Is that also a Fulci film? Yeah, this is another one that's a big whiff for me. It was like, it's like Patrick, which is like the dead guy, like, using psychic powers to kill people and shit. Like, not dead guy, the comatose guy. And, like, that's basically like Patrick with, like, a slasher bent, and then there's, like, a bunch of other nonsense. Enigma, I think, might be like second tier Fulci for sure. Second or third tier, like, really. Then last one, I watched Idle Hands, my friend Kristen, which I think is my first time seeing it. Pretty sure. Add to list. Yeah, that's my first time seeing it. Idle Hands. Idle Hands is one of Stadman's, like, favorite movies, if I remember correctly, and so I gave it 7 out of 10. I thought it was really fun. There's some things that don't stand the test of time because some slurs and some comedy that may be taken a little transphobic, but, like, it's the 90s. What do you expect? 1999, the comedy. They all had it. Not an excuse, just an understanding. Anyway. Next, I watched Don Dohler's Night Beast. Don Dohler is one of my favorite filmmakers. He is one of these guys who populates his movies with some of the strangest people who have ever lived in all of time. Like, when you see, like, a weird, like a regional horror film or something, and you just see, like, that guy who had, like, the expressive face or whatever, that guy, that charismatic that one guy that you're like, that is the guy who started all the plays in their town. High Pike in Hack-O-Lantern is a good example of that. Where you're just like, wow, what is this guy doing here? He's amazing. Like, that's all of the people in Don Dohler's films. Night Beast especially. It's about this alien crash lands in the woods and wanders around killing people. And then there's some boobs. I think there were some boobs. Pretty sure there were boobs. I might be conflating that with a different movie. Pretty sure there were boobs. Anyway, yeah. So Night Beast was 10 out of 10. Why is it a 10 out of 10? Because Don Dohler has everything about Don Dohler I adore. His movies have this weird pacing. These characters kind of just mumble their way through scenes sometimes, and it's just fascinating. It's fascinating to watch. I love his movies. I have almost all his movies. A few of them still haven't seen release out of VHS. Raptor! Happy 12th. Happy Ernest Scared Stupid anniversary date, my dear friend. Happy Ernest Scared Stupid Day. Then I did Day of the Animals, which is actually I watched on Riff Tracks. What movie is that? Oh, I forgot to write this down. Riff Tracks. Okay, what is? Oh, right. And Mulholland Drive 29th anniversary day too. Yeah, I mean I only seen that once. A long time ago. I had no idea how to approach a David Lynch film. It was my first David Lynch film. I watched that, and was it Lost Highway or U-Turn? I can't remember which one he did. He had one of those, and the other one's the other guy. I think he did those movies. Anyway, Mulholland Drive. What a movie. I saw that at a theater, repertoire theater, and then went home and wanted to watch another movie of his, and watched the other one. That was my first experience with David Lynch, and honestly, I would say that would probably not be the fucking movie to start with David Lynch, because there's a lot going on in that movie that people don't realize, I think. That was originally going to be a TV series. Can you believe that shit? I mean, I think they were going to cut out the boobs, but, you know. So yeah, Day of the Animals, it's a Riff Tracks movie, what do you expect? It's good stuff. Then I watched, not really the spooky films, but I watched, all the Star Wars Visionaries, all the Star Wars Visionary episodes in one go with my friend Sarah. Back to the spooky movies. Okay. New York Ripper. That was an excellent fucking movie. I gave that 7 out of 10. Holy shit. One where the cover isn't actually a lying bastard. Then I rewatched Jennifer's Body with... Who did I watch that with? Watched that with Justin. Who did I watch that with before this? I will look right now. Surely it was someone with a list, I think. I watched it with my friend Nessie. That's right. Sorry, I just got distracted. There was a very intense conversation happening on my Discord. I need to go and read that. Yeah, so 7 out of 10. New York Ripper is great. Oh, you rewatched Halloween 2 from 81 for the first time since maybe for like 20 years? Damn. Bit with the about the kid and the razor blade. I said, holy fuck out loud. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a thing. That never happened, I don't think, ever. Not in the recorded history of Halloween. Probably not true. This probably actually happened after the rumor happened, but... So yeah, Jennifer's Body. If you haven't seen it, it's a minimum 7 out of 10. It deals with a lot of, like, horror tropes and the way young women are treated in those kind of movies. It turns a lot of those things on their head. Then I watched The House That Jack Built with my friend Madeline. And Jesus fucking Christ. Lars von Trier should just be called, just go change his name to Lars von Triehard. Because I've never seen a more art film horror movie in my entire fucking life. This guy watched fucking Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer one time and decided he can make a fucking movie. And like, Jesus Christ. The last 10 minutes just bludgeons you over the head with Dante's Inferno, with some nonsense that has nothing to do with the rest of the fucking movie. And oh my god. Like, it was actually an okay movie, but it literally lost a full star. I deducted a full fucking star because of that shit. Like, it was just like, yes, bludgeon me over the head with the Divine Comedy. Thank you. This, good Christ. House of Jack built 5 out of 10. That's what I ended up giving it. Almost was a 6 out of 10. Almost was a 7 out of 10. It just kind of kept going down. Lars von Trier hates women. You can tell. Then I rewatched What We Do in the Shadows with Discord I'm on. Not my Discord, a different Discord I'm on. When's the last time I watched this? 2017. I think I watched that with my ex-girlfriend, 2017. That seems about right. We watched a lot of movies that year. Man, watching it again, I watched it with a group, and it hit differently. It was a 7 out of 10 prior, but I've upgraded it to 8 out of 10. I gained a full star. I really want to see What We Do in the Shadows series now. I hear it's very good, but like the movie, rewatching the movie, even I enjoyed the movie the first time. I gave it 7 out of 10. That's great, but like rewatching it, I laughed so much harder at some of the things. Anyway, it's up to 8 out of 10. It's good stuff. Then I watched Batman Long Halloween Part 1 and 2, which totally counts as a spooky movie because it's called Long Halloween. 8 out of 10. I couldn't possibly talk about this without spoiling things from both either the comic or the movie, but suffice to say it's a pretty good adaptation. There's some quibbles I have with it, but as a movie, as a 2-part movie, it's really good. Then I watched The Invisible Man from 2020. Wow! What a fucking intense movie. Holy fucking shit! That is the best Invisible Man movie, the Invisible Person movie, I've ever seen. I mean, there's a bunch of them. It just finally bumped Memoirs of an Invisible Man down from number 1. The third one would be Hollow Man. But like, oh my goodness, that was incredible. I was shaking from anxiety from the adrenaline dump at the end of that. And wow, fuck me. Next I watched Bingo Hell, which is directed by, I can't remember her name, Gigi Salguero. She also did El Gigante and Mexico Barbarero. She had a segment in ABC's The Death 2.5. Then there's like one other thing she did. There's like another short film collection that she did a short film for, and I'm blanking on it. She's a great director. There's some really stylish things happening here. There's also just no momentum for this movie. There's something about the film. I can't, it's really hard to tell you. Richard Brake's amazing in it. I love Richard Brake. Like, there's nothing wrong with any of the actors. The acting is not the problem. It feels like the movie drags a bit, and so there's like a little pacing issue. And yeah, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It like wears some inspirations on its sleeves, but not others. And it's like really subtle in some areas and very not subtle in others. And I don't know. I gave it a 6 out of 10. I didn't hate it. It's on Amazon. And then I double billed The Craft and The Craft Legacy with my friend Rhiannon. That was good. I have a controversial opinion here. I love The Craft, but I think The Craft Legacy is a little bit better. I think it's a better rounded, better made film. I mean, you know, that's a controversial opinion. next I watched. Is that Bano? Yeah, Mariano Bano's Dark Waters. Wow, what a what a visually striking film Dark Waters is from 1993. I mean, like, it was listed under nunsploitation, but really, it takes the subject matter a lot more serious than exploitation. Uh, it. Oh, that's a spoiler. That's a spoiler. Shit. There's a lot here. The visuals here are incredible. Like, just incredible. I think it's the only movie that guy ever did, too. One of maybe two movies he ever did. And then, me and Sad rewatched Arachnophobia. Man, I hate spiders in real life. They make me, like, literally I shriek. I shrieked the last time I saw a spider. It was bigger than a quarter. And, like, Arachnophobia is fine because it's a movie. But dear God, would it be a nightmare? Oh, it'd be the worst nightmare ever. I thought I was gonna hate the movie. I honestly thought I was gonna watch it, and because I had watched it as a kid on TVs, on TNT all the time, and so like I had this idea that it wasn't good because I didn't like it then. But rewatching Arachnophobia, 7 out of 10, up from what it was before, listed as a 5 out of 10. So like, gained 2 full stars. What a actually fantastic and terrifying movie, and in no way realistic. That's what makes it okay, because it's like they're not like they're using like spiders that are real, but like the way the spiders would react and do things are not very realistic. Because it's like, yeah, I'm sure that it's gonna. Anyway, hard to explain. It's just, yeah. Oh my goodness. Then me and Justin watched Hasu, also known as House, from 1977, Japanese film. What the fuck? Where has this been my entire fucking life? Oh, like I've known about it. I've known that it's crazy and wild and visually striking, but I was unprepared. I had seen a lot of strange movies, a lot of strange Japanese films. I would say like Tetsuo the Iron Man ranks up there as very strange. Some of the more strange ones I've seen. Oh, I gotta take my meds. You crossed Fog off your list. Oh, dude, I love The Fog. I was supposed to watch The Fog this year with my friend, but she wasn't feeling up to social interaction, so I didn't rewatch it because I watched it last year. That's just how it worked. I mean, some movies I'll watch every year. Some movies, I'm like, I can wait a few years on The Fog. I'm good. I've seen The Fog a lot. I saw The Fog a lot growing up. It was on TNT a lot. The Cabin in the Woods is a traditional Halloween film for me. Yeah, that's a pretty good movie. So there's this thing going up that I've been actively, like every day of Halloween, of October a year, like you're supposed to recommend a film from a specific genre, right? I've been trying to find more like obscure titles because I like to share some stuff that maybe someone's never heard of. And meta horror is one of them, and I'm just like, I know Scream, I know Cabin in the Woods, and some spoofs. Like, what more is meta horror? Like, I don't know. I have to figure that out. And so I was going to have to look up what other meta horrors there are. And maybe it's like, oh, I love that movie. I didn't think of that as meta, but that's kind of this way it has to be sometimes. I'm just like, So I'm not looking forward to that day. Whew. Sorry. My brain blew fuse for a second. Alright, Then Then I watched Blade Trinity with that same Discord. I'm basically I'm not gonna bring that up anymore because I watch like a movie every other day with them. Because every day they're doing a thing like 31 Days of Vampires, also known as Vampires. Watch Blade Trinity for the first time since the theater. Actually, I have always defended this film, and I will continue to defend it as it's pretty decent. Yes, I'm sure someone will definitely chime in about the CGI eyes, but guess what? It's like 3 seconds of movie. You can't disqualify the entire movie for 3 seconds of film over some CGI eyes. It's not like there's other reasons way better reasons to disqualify a movie. But that movie is really fun. But here's the little thing I thought about. So look at Drake. Drake is Dracula, right? And interestingly, Dracula's jaw opens horizontally with a little tentacle mouth like the Reapers from the second one, which the Reapers are treated as a mutant strain of vampires, right? Like a virus almost, because as a vampire you could get bit and become a Reaper, right? But Dracula's face is that way, which would imply that human-mouthed vampires are actually the split-off bloodline, and the three-pronged Ripper mouth, as it's affectionately known, the Ripper mouth from Blade 2 is actually of a pure-blood vampire's lineage, which is why it can transform a regular vampire into a pure blood, or a Ripper in this case. It's just something to remember. Like, it's like something like that kind of thing. I don't know if the filmmakers thought about that. The implication of the thing said in number 2 and 3's revelations about Dracula. Anyway, I'm here for deep thoughts with Blade Trinity, the movie you always make fun of. You being whoever makes fun of it. I'm not actually blaming specific people. So yeah, Blade Trinity was fun. Then I watched The Creeping Flesh with my friend Megan. What I loved about this movie is I got to make 9 million 12-foot Home Depot skeleton jokes, because the monster of this movie is a reanimated troglodyte skeleton that's 12 feet tall. The Creeping Flesh is great, by the way. It's on Amazon Prime. Highly recommend it. Then I watched the extended cut of Underworld, which is a rewatch for me. I've seen that movie 100 times. I saw Underworld when it came out in theaters way back when, and I was obsessed with it. Like, it was the first movie since The Matrix to really capture the trench coat, the real trench coat vibe, right? A trench coat vibe is like a movie where the trench coat is literally the coolest thing you could wear. The Matrix is like that. Face Off, I think, has a bunch of trench coats in it, if I remember correctly. Yeah, the Blade Trinity DVD did come with a pretty cool comic. I probably had that, actually. Hunter Hearst Vampire. What was that? Oh, that's from Vampires. So from Vampires, that was my favorite insult was from John Carpenter's Vampires was, "You pulse smoking fashion victim." Talking to a vampire, I call him a pulse smoking fashion victim. I'm like, what the fuck? What an insult. Oh yeah, so Underworld, that's great, holds up. I still hate the werewolves climbing on the ceiling, nonsense. Then I watched Psycho, as previously mentioned. This is where I formulated that Psycho is not better than Peeping Tom. That Peeping Tom is actually a better movie, and I remember correctly now, Peeping Tom did have a Criterion on DVD, but has not come out since, and we need the Blu-ray for that one, damn it. Then I watched Daybreakers, which is a rewatch. The last time I saw that was shortly after it came out on home video. I watched that with my ex-wife, actually, and we did not like it. I liked it a little bit better this time. I thought it was really good. It had some cool concepts. It's kind of a narrative mess, which is a big problem with Daybreakers. Visually, it's cool. It's got like all these cool vampire fights and like gunfights and all sorts of cool shit, and then like inventive ways that vampires would be able to run around during the day because they have vehicles that are blacked out, and they use, computer image driving sensors, all sorts of weird shit like that. Like, it's cool for that, but like I feel like Daybreakers falls short. That's why I gave it a 6 out of 10. Yes, Sam Neill's a Danny Power politician. He's perfect. Sam Neill's great in everything. And I mean, every movie Sam Neill's ever done, he's probably the best thing in it. And that's big considering he was with Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park. But he did it. Then I watched Nightmares on a Damaged Brain, which is, I thought was a Fulci film. It's not a Fulci film. Some other guys. It's an Italian slasher film about a guy who escaped from a psych ward and kills people. It's by the numbers, but 7 out of 10 because there's a lot of really shocking, quite frankly, incredible gore. Like the beheading. There's a beheading scene that's making you go, blah. There's some really good special effects here. Then I watched Angel, which is probably the last drive-in. I didn't see the second half of the last drive-in. I watched Angel, which I can consider a horror film because it's got to deal with like the serial killer. I know Joe Bob said that too, but it's shot like a lot of those things are shot like horror films, like a horror film, and a lot of it's shot like a weird buddy cop film. So Angel's got a weird pacing to it. I give it a 6 out of 10. Oh, I give it a 5 out of 10 actually. Need more Sam Neill horror. I mean, he's been in a lot of horror films. Do you read Sutter Kane? In the Mouth of Madness is so good. So good. That's Sam Neill, right? Motherfuck. I'm going to have to double check that now. Why did I do that? My brain does not allow me to be sure with that one. Yes, Letterboxd. I want you to take a million mile. Just fucking search. You of Madness. Can we find? Thank you. Jesus. Yeah, it's Sam Neill. Okay, I'm not crazy. Alright, yeah, so Sam Neill in horror. Good shit. But yeah, need more of Sam Neill in horror. He's been in a lot of horror, but even more, please. From Dusk Till Dawn. It's a rewatch. I haven't seen it in a few years. Cool story, though. I was in the middle of playing a game of Magic, probably 2010, 2011 period, at a game store I worked at. And I'm playing Magic with my friend Andy. And I make a joke from, I don't remember what the joke was. Something from Dusk Till Dawn. And he goes, "What's that from?" And I said, "From Dusk Till Dawn." He's like, "Oh, I've never seen it." I'm like, do you know what it's about at all? He's like, "No." I'm like, I said, "Don't a single one of you motherfuckers say a word. We're going to my house right now and we're watching it." I picked it up, and me and like his two friends went back to my house. We watched From Dusk Till Dawn. The mid-act point happens and they all lost their shit. Like, just, if you've never seen From Dusk Till Dawn, do not read a single thing about it. Don't look at it on Twitter. Don't look up at images. Don't watch a trailer. Don't read the synopsis. Just watch the movie. Don't even look at the cover if you can help it. Just watch From Dusk Till Dawn. The mid-act break is awesome. And that movie is so much fun. And Tarantino plays a character in it who is so fucking sleazy and grimy and grody and disgusting. It's like so, just, that character makes my real life skin crawl. Next I watched Muppets Haunted Mansion. I gotta say, that was pretty fun. I gave that a 7 out of 10. They did Grim Grinning Ghosts, which made me happy. They referenced a whole bunch of stuff. I would not be shocked if they filmed some of it on the actual ride, especially like the room that stretches. I like. Why wouldn't you just take a camera in there and just change out the portraits and just do it there? It makes sense to me. Anyway. The only complaint I have, two complaints I have, is why haven't they recast Rizzo? I know the original actor was fired for being troublesome. But why haven't they recast Rizzo? Because Rizzo and Gonzo are the pair. Two, stop trying to force Gonzo and Pepe as the new pair. Stop it. Pepe needs to get a different sidekick. Gonzo and Rizzo belong together. They're made for each other. 3, Kermit's voice is wrong. It's so wrong. It's so weird. It doesn't seem right. Feels off. Those things aside, I really fucking enjoyed it. Then I watched Race with the Devil with Justin. These people are on let's see if I can remember the premise. People are on a vacation and they witness a human sacrifice from a cult across from the other side of a river, and they go to tell the police, and it turns out the police are part of the cult, and then the whole world's against them, and they're running from the cult, and yeah. Anyway, it's a good fucking movie. 7 out of 10. Scream Factory released it. Shout Factory released it with Crazy Larry, Dirty Mary, Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry, Dirty Larry, Crazy Larry, Mary. I don't remember where the fuck that movie is. Another Peter Fonda film. Peter Fonda? Is that right? Peter Fonda. Another car chase film. Oh, Escape the Undertaker was great. I didn't write that down. I didn't do that. I didn't log it or write it down, did I? I really liked Escape from the Undertaker. I did it 3 times. So 30 minutes through. So like, I think I got most of the options. I think there's 1 or 2 paths I missed, but like, they all pretty much lead down. It's pretty much down the same one path. It's just, yeah. Escape the Undertaker. That was fun and cute. I want them to do more of that, please. Then I watched Don't Look Now with my friend Rhiannon. That was really fucking good. I hadn't seen that since film school, actually. Film school, which was like 2006, 2005. All right, I'm creeping up on 20 years from then. Jesus Christ. Yeah. So I saw Don't Look Now. A part of Film Society, in film school, where Film Society is where we went to filmed. Screened films and talked about them. So you would screen a film and then we'd have a discussion afterwards about the themes and yada 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 yada. Next, Justin and I watched VHS 94, the new anthology film. I liked much of this, and there's one segment where like all the other ones have either a filter or a shot with era appropriate equipment, or at least standard definition equipment. I think it's just a filter on those 2, but the third one lacks a filter and instead gives you the on-screen details of the camcorder, stuff that doesn't get recorded by the camcorder, but for some reason you're seeing it. That shit that drives me nuts. So like, there are things like that, but I have to say, in the end it's a 6 out of 10, almost a 7 out of 10. If that one segment was better, it would have been a 7 out of 10. Next, Cast a Deadly Spell. This was a Fred Ward film where he plays a detective named Lovecraft in a world where magic is commonplace, and everyone's named after various like philosophers and occultists and all sorts of other shit like that. It's wild. Such a great fucking movie. It's on HBO. There's a sequel called Witch Hunt, where Dennis Hopper plays the main character instead. But I really fucking enjoyed this, and Fred Ward was woefully underappreciated in his prime. And I mean woefully. After Tremors, he should have been, like, getting work after work. He should have been, like, headlining, like, disaster movies and action films, and it just didn't happen for whatever reason. Oh, I mean, Angel, if you feel that strongly, you should definitely cancel your Netflix subscription. I agree. I don't pay for my Netflix subscription, so, like... Then I watched Witchboard... Oh, sorry. I watched Kronos with Justin, which is a Guillermo del Toro film about a vampire box that turns people into vampires. Then we watched Angel Heart, which I was supposed to watch with my friend Rhiannon, but things happened and we couldn't, she couldn't, I can't remember, there was some reason. It didn't matter. She couldn't do it. So yeah, I ended up making it up by watching Angel Heart, so that's good. Then me and Justin watched Witchboard, as previously discussed. It's very good, and when you watch it, or if you've seen the Kevin Tenney Witchboard movies, and watch Ouija of Origin Evil, you can see a lot of influence from that. Then I watched Sisters again, a second time. This time with my friend Rhiannon last night. That was a lot of fun. It's still such a good fucking movie. 8 out of 10. I can't really highly recommend it enough. It's got a lot of Hitchcock in it. And then I watched last night Dracula Dead and Loving It, which is something I haven't seen since VHS era. And I really didn't like it back then. And now I liked it now. I gave it a 6 out of 10. I liked it enough. I feel it is probably Mel Brooks' weakest film. It's also his last film, so that makes sense. But yeah, that's all my spooky movies where I'm at with those right now. That took how long for me to get through? Holy shit. An hour and a half. So yeah, yeah, so let's catch up on my viewing habits. I think it's here. Tonight is Let the Right One In, but I'm not watching that. And I'm going to end up watching Summer of 84 with my friend Kristen. Tomorrow, I'm watching Black Widow with my friend Sarah. Then I'm watching some stuff with my friend Chloe. And then me and Justin are doing our Couch Tomatoes stream. And then I think... Oh... Right. Oh, God. What the fuck? Okay. And then Thursday... I think I'm watching... On Thursday, I'm watching Halloween 2018. And then... There's also a Roast of Twilight I might end up attending. I don't know. There's a lot of things happening. I have 2 different people's stuff added to my calendar because I got invited to 2 different watching experiences. One called Horror and Hot Chocolate, and one called 31 Days of Vampires. And very much enjoying both of them. And they basically happen 7 hours apart, so I can almost always attend one or the other. Very often both. But yeah, it's really helping me keep up with the movie watches. It's very hard for me to watch things by myself, so. I don't know why. I'm always looking for people to watch movies with. Ow, 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 ow. I gotta go read that message at some point. It's a big fucking message. So yeah. I was trying to get someone on here to talk spooky movies, but everyone's fucking busy, so. You know, what you gonna do? So we got like, I have seen 51% of Letterboxd's top 250 horror films. I have seen 7% of the horror films directed by women. And I have seen 45% of the Letterboxd 1,000 highest rated horror films. So I have got a lot of movies to watch and a lot of suggestions to watch from, pull from. I have an overabundance of choice right now at present. But chat, what have you watched recently? Seen anything interesting? Love to hear your thoughts on any movies. Is there a spooky movie you're looking forward to that isn't Halloween Kills? Because, I mean, yes, I want to watch it too. I'm going to watch it with Justin, probably. And take I don't have the ability to watch any other way. Stagman will save me. God, I'm so yawny. I don't know why I'm yawning. I'm yawning. I don't know why. I'm yawning. When I want to cry. There you go. There's my song. I need some more weed.
Shut your hole!
That's to me. In case I'm just curious. God damn it. I don't know why I'm so yawny. So chat, do you think Silence of the Lambs is a horror film or a thriller film? Or a crime film? Or a suspense film? I've always had a problem with the terms of classifying films as action, suspense, or drama. Because those things are present in most movies that are worth watching. Sometimes all the time. And I just, I don't know. That's why, and the big thing about genres, the genres are like personal. So like there's like a division. Do you think it's 74 or 76 or 78 when the proto slasher ends and the slasher boom begins? Because some people say 76, some people say 78. I say 78. Some people say it's Black Friday, and some people say it's Halloween. I know for a fact it's probably Halloween. I'm kidding. That's just my opinion. But like there's like these kind of divisions, and so it's kind of like one of those things. Like genres are subjective. I mean, if you watch a horror film and the guy gets killed by some like chemical and raised from the dead, technically that's a sci-fi film also. But like, so if someone wanted to call that a sci-fi film, I don't think I'd complain. I'd be like, yeah, okay, I see it. My favorite genres, and the only genres that really matter, by the way, are subgenres. Because subgenres where you get to the meat of films. Because genres are big, broad, they encompass everything type deal. And subgenres and subgenres. Sometimes you find genres of films where there's like 5 movies in that genre. So like, genres are entirely subjective. And hey Seth, how's it going, buddy? I'm currently packing a bowl. I think Silence of the Lambs is more horror, particularly because of the scenes where the actors talk to the camera. I don't know if that actually has anything to do with it being a horror film, but once again, it's subjective. So I personally have never classified Silence of the Lambs as a horror film. It's in I feel like it does have some horror elements, but I don't feel like they're strong enough personally to classify as only a horror film, or as strongly as people do as a horror film. I've always felt like it's more like a thriller, a crime thriller, a true crime thriller, or not true crime thriller, a fake crime thriller, a serial killer thriller. There you go. Something like that, like I don't know, and like I said, genres are they're personal. So like, what's a thriller to you is a horror film to me, and like nothing bothers me more than like people like putting expectations. Anyway, I don't know. I lost my thought. There was a thought there, and I'm just gone. It's gone. That's called head trauma. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's head trauma. Right. But, like, producing unease is not something that's solely the purview of horror, is my point. Like, I would say the purview of horror is talking about the unspeakable in society. That's the most pervasive element of horror, I think, for in a lot of ways. Anyway, doesn't really matter. But like I said, subgenres are my favorite. Spaghetti westerns, Euro westerns, giallo, peplum, poliziotti, which I totally butcher that every time I say it. You know, these are all like subgenres of Italian cinema, and I love them. You know, I've been more unnerved by like movies trying to get you to be like feel like dramatic films where something bad happens. I feel more unease than like Silence of the Lambs, and I don't know if that's because I'm jaded or not. To be fair, but you're not wrong about what they're supposed to produce in the viewer. They do produce some unease. I don't know. I'm a little rambly. I like Silence of the Lambs. I think it's a 9 out of 10 movie. Maybe 8 out of 10. I'm pretty sure it's 9 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Damn. Alright. Black Christmas for the first time. Oh, I like Black Christmas. I also like the remake from 2018. What a pleasant surprise that one was. It wasn't just a straight remake, and I appreciate that a lot. Just like The Town That Dreads Sundown is technically a sequel. Not really a remake. Because it keeps talking about the murders that happened in the past. Yeah, I mean, Black Christmas is amazing. You know, it's, yeah. Without Black Christmas, there's no Scream. I mean, the whole guy on the phone, that's from Black Christmas, you know? I did watch the Scream trailer, yes. I've never been, like, super into Scream. I'm due for a rewatch. And I think me and my friend Ryan are going to rewatch them in preparation for her seeing the movie in theaters. So, but I like Scream. I just don't love Scream. And, you know, I'm the perfect demographic, and I saw it at the perfect age. And I was like 17, 18, 16, something like that. I was, let me think here. It came out in 96. I saw it in 97. So I had to be 15, 16 or something like that. Yeah. So, I was the perfect age. But here's the thing. When I saw it back then, I had seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is part of the slasher, and Halloween, which is a slasher film, and like that's it. I hadn't seen pretty much any other slasher film, so a lot of the things that Scream is playing with were completely lost on me. So seeing it as an adult, I found much more enjoyment out of it, since there are these veiled allusions to genre tropes within the structure of the film. So I'm looking forward to I never really liked the sequels. They're okay. Like I said, I'm going to rewatch all of them, give them a fair shake, and then I'll probably watch the new one, too. Oh, wait. Not. Oh, yeah. In the 90s, it was probably one of the horror films that, like... Well, I mean, all due credit, Scream revitalized slasher genre, which had been pretty much DOA since 91. 89, Around in there, whenever I think, around in there is when like the slash boom, the third waves kind of, or second wave kind of petered off. But like, yeah, it revitalized, and then there was like a million pretenders. As one does. Bro, I'm getting so tired suddenly. Alright, I took my meds. That's probably why. But yeah, Scream looks fun. I'm probably going to see it eventually. I'm really excited to see Halloween Kills. Dad and I are going to watch that on HBO? Peacock? Peacock, sorry. You just watched Halloween 2018? Yeah, I believe tomorrow and the day after is Halloween with my friend Rhiannon, and then she's gonna go see it the next day in theaters, the Halloween Kills, and then I'm gonna see it like a week later when it comes out and streaming or whatever, 2 weeks. Dave died, whatever. Well, whatever the weekend is, when I get to watch a movie with Stout, then probably. That's. But yeah, I'm gonna watch the fuck out of that, trust me. Oh no, not my first watch. Me and Stout watched Halloween 2018 last year, I think. It took me almost a whole year to get the fucking Blu-ray, I think. But yeah, we watched it, I think, last year. Maybe it was the year before. We may have watched it in 2018 and I forgot. Pretty sure it was being stabbed. I could go look. I can go look, oddly enough. Add to a list. Watched in 2019. Did not watch it with Stout. Whoa, who did I watch it with? Maybe I watched it by myself? Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, it's on due for a rewatch anyway. I will see it anyway. Yes, I like that line. I love that line in Scream. You have a gun? I'm Sidney Prescott. Of course I've got a gun. Like, that's definitely a straight up reference to the new Halloween, which I love. I think that's the whole thing that Scream does, is reference horror movies. I don't know why they couldn't call it Scream 5 though, or Scream some random subtitle, Scream Ghostface Returns or something. Whatever it is, but like they didn't, and they just called it Scream again. Like, it's like, great, we're at another Final Destination situation again. 2 movies called The Final Destination. What the fuck am I supposed to do? A new Wrong Turn. Like, I just, like, Oh, except that's actually a remake, so that's actually okay. That one makes sense. The thing is, the Scream is not even a remake. It's just a new movie, and it should be called Scream 5. That's legit my only complaint so far, and it's so minor, it's definitely not going to ruin my ability to enjoy a movie or anything. Because that'd be silly. I'm a jaded movie viewer, but I'm not fucked up. I got some fucking principles, y'all. Yeah, these days it's been a fad for like the last 20 years. Honestly. I just, yeah. So, yeah, looking forward to that new Scream. I won't be going to a theater anytime soon. Probably a few years, can be really quite honest with you. Just really honest with you. Where's my Tremors reboot? Like with Carl Urban in the Fred Ward role. Or, oh, if I were to cast... Okay, I'm doing Tremors reboot. It's Carl Urban and John Barenthal, the Punisher guy. Because those dudes... Oh, they're like dudes who definitely look like they could do, like, fucking little tasks to get by. Like, that's the thing about Val and Earl. They're basically scraping by to live by doing things like pumping someone's sump or digging up some fucking field for somebody or putting in a fence. And I feel like Carl Urban and John Barenthal could both do that, and like, I just feel that'd be really strong. No, I have no idea who I'd cast as Rhonda. Is that her name? God, I feel that's wrong. I would probably put Nick Cage in the role of Burt Gummer. You know, he'll do any fucking movie, so then he can just do sequels direct to video with Nick Cage versus Graboids. Come on, like, I'm living in a future, you know. Yeah, right? John Byrne is perfect for Earl Bassett. 100,000 million %. Like, fuck, dude. It's so perfect. I might not, maybe not Carl, maybe Carl Urban should be Earl, should be Burt Gummer. Anyway, fan casting aside. Things I should, do I have any rewatches up here? I think this is my shelf of movies that I want to pull to potentially watch for Halloween. And right, there are no rewatches here. This is all first time viewing, except for, actually I think I may have seen Primeval and Lurkers, but I hardly remember them. What I do plan to rewatch is the WNUF Halloween special on Blu-ray. It's so pretty. I love it. I love it. And if I had time, I wanted to play Dinosaurs in a Mining Facility, which is like a micro-budget horror film about dinosaurs killing people in a mining facility. I mean, I don't know what to expect. And I might be watching this later in the month as part of that Vampire Film Festival thing. But yeah, I have so many unwatched movies in my collection that my goal for the last 2 years has been trying to make a dent in my collection. I'm finally up to 57% watched. I have 3,648 unique titles, and I watched 2,091 of those unique titles. 57%. And I can't seem to get below or above 57% because I keep buying movies. Oh, shit. I gotta go check Golden Ninja Video real quick. Nope, nothing new. Fantastic. Excellent. Burp. Be-do-burr. chat. Oops, almost didn't make it. I'm almost out of water. No. No. Sorry. Had a intrusive image just now. That was not fun. Woo. It's been a rough couple months. Yeah. Been a rough couple months. But watching horror movies, it's fine. Let's see here. What do I got? I'm looking at the top 1,000 highest rated movies. Oh, Santa Sangre. I should probably... I'll see if I can find a copy of that to watch. Oh, I still haven't seen Hexen, or Repulsion. Alright, I still need to see Invasion of the Body Snatchers, like the original. I haven't seen any version of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, actually. Now that I think about it. I need to watch The Skin I Live In, because I've been wanting to watch that for forever. Oh yeah, Vampire from 1932. I have that on DVD from Criterion around here somewhere. Nosferatu the Vampire from Werner Herzog. I'd like to probably crack that off. I know there's a German and American version. They're different, slightly different takes. Curse of the Demon, which I have as Night of the Demon, which I actually got recently. Night of the Demon. I need to rewatch it. I watched it a long time ago, like way back when on TV. Technically, I just thought about this. Technically, this is a rewatch for me. I've been trying to get Justin to find a way to watch this. Either find his copy of Blu-ray or fucking find it streaming somewhere. Because it's just like, It's like we were going to watch this and then something happened and wherever it was streaming, it left streaming. Just as we wanted to watch it. Because that just keeps happening. Fuck streaming, by the way. Viva forever. Viva physical media forever. Something equally as ridiculous. Let's see here. Oh, I take it back. I have seen the 50s Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I have not seen the 70s Invasion of the Body Snatcher or any other one after that one. I need to see Saint Maud. I didn't know that was a horror film. Saint Maud. Where is that streaming? It's on Hulu. I'll put that over here. I didn't know that was a horror film. At Midnight, I'll Take Your Soul. I need to get that. There's a DVD set with those, with the Coffin Joe films, and that's what that one is. I gotta get that. Yes, I do. Dead of Night. I need to get that still. Oh right, Thirst, the vampire movie. That was part of the 31 Nights of Vampire, but I missed that episode because I was hanging out with Stout. But Thirst is a vampire film I really need to see. So that's high on my list. Oh yeah. So I know I've seen Martyrs before, but it has been longer than I've had Letterboxd, so I leave it unmarked on Letterboxd. Same with the Abominable Mr. Phibes. I've definitely 100% seen both those movies, but like I have them unmarked on Letterboxd because I haven't rewatched them since, and I could do for a refresher. Oh, Curse of the Gem is 1,000% hidden gem. I love those movies, so Yeah, good shit. No, Roy the Curse. That's another one that's high on my list. It's been recommended to me over and over again. Dude, a Possessor. It's another one I need to see. That's the Cronenberg's kid or whatever. I've been told it's pretty upsetting, so I've been kind of like putting it off since I've been in such a shit mood. That's why I've been like depressed as fuck. Oh, The Bad Seed. That's probably one of the classic films I just definitely need to see. Theater of Blood. Well, I have Theater of Blood. That's gonna get watched. Just haven't gotten around to it. The Addiction. I need to find a copy of The Addiction also. Abel Ferrara's vampire movie. I've heard good things about it, so. The Haunted Palace. I own that. That's gonna get watched. Is that up here? No. That's over on the shelf still. Isn't it? Yeah, it's up there. The Six Gothic Tales is up there. I got the Six Gothic Tales set from Arrow, so. Let's see, I respect Martyrs, but we'll never watch it again. So, for me, is the movie. There's a bunch of movies I never watched again that I really liked. Eden Lake. The way Eden Lake ends. Oh, brother. That's a rough film. Whoa. Like, oh, my whole fucking heart just destroyed, shattered. Oh, that's cool. Hey, Sarah, how's it going? So yeah, I'm just going through a list of here of 1,000 classic movies and talking about stuff that interests me because no one wanted to do a movie chat with me. And so this is what I'm doing. I was originally supposed to do art and tea, but Tess is not feeling well because she stayed up all night with her sick cat. I do not blame her one bit. That cat's adorable. His name's Loki. He's so cute. Apparently, he just cries and cries when he's outside of his blanket. So he's been held in a blanket. Yeah, Eden Lake is a hard watch. I'm not sure I liked it. It just made me mad. It didn't make me mad. It just fuck, man. Like, it was like it was just like someone making a series of wrong decisions. Like, it happens. And, like, you can't say you do anything different because you don't know. You weren't in the situation. It's one of those things, right? Like, but God, Ian Lake just fucking ripped my heart out and stomped all over me. Such a good movie. And I remember Martyrs being quite rough, but I was not nearly as empathetic as I am now because that's back in my, like, self-loathing, hating myself because I feel like I could never be a woman, like, years before I finally accepted myself and then stopped being a piece of shit. So, you know. Let's see here. Oh, Seth, have you seen Angst? The German film Angst. That film was a rough watch also. Very good movie. It's got a case of a rare. See, it's got an objective camera, an external objective camera. So usually, when you're looking objectively, it's a POV shot. But sometimes the main character is in this shot, and so. But the way it's done is the camera moves around and follows the guy, and like it only really gives any space to him when it's like outside, and it's like it's hard to explain, but like the way it's basically the camera in that movie is reflecting this character's highs and lows as he goes about doing really deplorable things, and like there's another instance of this that I can note for sure. In Antonioni's blow up, I know we're talking about a fucking Italian Italian film set in the Criterion Collection, high class shit right now. not this here horror talk. In Blow Up, there is a moment where the character returns to the park where he suspects this murder has taken place, and he stands under a tree, and we pan and we see him standing there with a subjective camera, and then it goes to his POV. Again, it points and he cranes his head up. You're looking through his POV, and then cut to. It cranes down to reveal himself looking at himself. It's a real meta moment in the film. I mean, in a film that like ends with a bunch of mimes and shit, which is even more meta. But yeah, Blow Up. I recommend it. I need to see Blow Out, which is it's a remake of Blow Up, but with sound instead of picture, which sounds cool. Oh, God. So you weren't here for it, but have you seen the house Jack built by Von Trier? Hey Dom, how's it going? Oh man, Von Trier clearly hates women. He is unduly cruel to them throughout this film. He treats them like they're imbeciles, along with the police and all sorts of other stuff. It's interesting because there are these moments when the serial killer has his victim like ready to die, and he does like this long monologue about something, and you're just like halfway through it you realize, fuck, this is just fucking Lars von Trier on a goddamn soapbox. The serial killer is literally a self-insert character, and like he gets away with what he's doing because of coincidences that he chalks up to like the divine choice of God and thinks he's like chosen or some shit. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Just that whole movie is a mess. Oh, The Wraith. I saw The Wraith like probably 8 bazillion times on TV back in the day, but I need to get that Blu-ray. I do not own it yet. I had to cancel it at some point. I never got a chance to buy it, so. Pretty sure. Watch me look it up right now and find out I have it, because I've got some significant brain damage, kids, so like, my memory's not so good. Oh, I own it. Never mind. I are dummy. I think you only seen Antichrist and Melancholia. It's part of a trilogy. There's a third part of the trilogy, and I'm not sure. But I've seen Antichrist and Dogville. I loved Dogville. I thought Dogville was a scathing indictment of the American mythology, the American myth, the myth of the small town, working class, Depression era people, and it shows like the darkness in the hearts of men. And so the premise of the film is that there are no set walls, so you can see the characters see a wall, but there's no actual wall. You can see every character in the town all at once at any given moment in whatever shot that they're in. And yeah, and so like there's things happening in a hut where someone's being assaulted, and people walk by, they have no idea because it's behind a wall. But it's like, God, it's like one of the few things that Von Trier I think really fucking nailed. Such a good movie. Dogville's great. The House that Jack built, I think I gave it a 4 out of 10. I get a 5 out of 10. My bad. Walmart's like 2 hours away. I can't go to Walmart. Anyway, I own it. I bought it from Amazon probably and promptly forgot about it. I need to rewatch that too. Haven't seen that since the 90s probably. Because I'm an old lady. Fuck. I just need the rest of October to stop being so fucking hard. Cause, I should probably get going, everybody. Mostly because I have to take care of groceries here soon, and I'm really drowsy from my meds, so I think that's I'm gonna go. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Please smash that follow button if you're new here. I talk about horror movies and movies in general all the time. Even when I'm streaming video games, we'll start talking about movies for 25 minutes. I do a movie podcast every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Pacific, called Couch Tomatoes Movie Chat. Currently I do a Just Chatting stream with my friend Jocelyn, who's also a streamer, on Thursdays at 5 p.m. And then I am obsessed currently with Hot Wheels Unleashed, so I will probably be streaming that a bunch in the coming weeks. So thank you, thank you everybody for stopping by. I hope you find many unexpected smiles, and I will see you all later.